think I gotta take these down while I'm up here.
Those the old C7s.
I've been working on Christmas lights since I was 5 years old. It was just 2 sets. We put 1 set in the window and 1 set in the door. The year after that, we added some more lights. And then one year, I bought a 1,000-foot roll of C7 string. And I thought, man, this is the only way to go. This is the first year where this is gonna be LEDs, addressable LEDs at that. Let's see, how tall am I today? This year for Christmas, I'm making my house into a television. These lights are called color effects. Each one of these is individually addressable. That is to say, you can make any bulb do any color you want. So last night, when it was nice and dark, I brought my projector out here, I aimed it at my house, and then I went around and I took a silver Sharpie and I put a bunch of dots on my house. Not too worried if they're gonna come off because I'm gonna paint it in the spring anyway. I have a bit of a background as a graphic designer, so I'm using software called After Effects to design most of the animations. So the advantage of having your house as a television is that these motion graphics you make in motion graphic design software can then be played over your Christmas lights. So these color effects come with a little power supply and a little control box that sends signals to the lights. The default programs are okay, but the problem is, obviously there's no way to get these lights doing anything fancy, any sort of centrally controllable thing. So what I do is I cut these controllers off, I throw them away, and I plug them into shifters. Every bulb in a row receives instructions for what color it should be and what brightness it should be. And then it forwards everything it gets after that to the next bulb, and so on. So you have one line that's power, one line that is ground, and then a third line that is data. And the data is how the instructions get sent to these bulbs. Now some of these lights have a clock line as well. The color effects don't, but later on I'm going to be working with lights that do have a separate data and clock line.
Man, that would be great for Foley. You hear that? That's your classic Foley sound right there.
No, it's not actually, oh.
Is that a star?
No, I wish. Eventually I can mount a star to it.
That'd be cool.
Eventually I will. Maybe next year.
What's it for?
Or if I have like some time, it's not too much of a hassle to take this back down and add stuff. Or, you know, fix stuff as the case usually is. The Mega Tree is heavier this year than it ever has been before. So we're going from string, guy wires to steel cable, just to be safe. Because steel does not stretch the way string does.
Here at Nick's house, we always do things up to safety code. Safety is our #2 priority.
I have power running 2 feet under the ground. I have a big fat 2-inch conduit above that for running whatever I want, including Ethernet. Well, the advantage of putting everything underground is that it can be up all year. Like, this isn't just a Christmas thing. I want to have landscape lighting up all year. Because it's all underground, there are no tripping hazards. There are no unsightly extension cords. The Arduino did not have quite the horsepower that I needed for a project this big. I ended up upgrading to the Embed microcontroller, which runs an ARM processor and has like, it's 90 megahertz instead of 18 megahertz, and has a lot more memory and has onboard flash, and is more suited to a task like this. It's been kind of an exercise in deferred gratification. There's been a lot of parts of this project that really weren't fun at all. Tedious, especially. I mean, soldering, putting this custom end on every single string of lights, that was just a long time. I was sitting there, soldering this, put it over here, soldering it, over and over and over again. So it hasn't all been fun and games. It's a lot of work as well. One nice thing about having a CNC machine is you can make things like this. I want to make things that make people say, wow. That's my goal. It's all about how the audience reacts to the end product of your work.